When too often we find that couples get comfortable in horrible relationships, and instead of them talking to their partner about their needs and wants, they just they passive aggressively just let everything linger in the air. So now you've got all this resentment building up and this hate and anger, but you cover it up, you mask and you pretend and you go along to get along. It's an awful space to be in, which is why I think it's really important that we start to normalize the conversation around setting boundaries in relationships, specifically knowing when it's time to just walk away from the relationship. It's going to be a tough conversation. No one said it's going to be easy. It's going to be a tough conversation to have, but you have to come to the realization that this tough conversation is important for your mental health and emotional well being. Relationships should be fulfilling, supportive, and healthy. But sometimes, despite all of our best efforts, they just don't meet our needs. So it's important to recognize when a relationship isn't serving you and to have that courage to address it head on. This isn't about blaming the other person or trying to go out of your way to make them feel bad. It's about being honest with yourself and with them about your needs and their ability to meet them. Imagine being in a relationship where you constantly feel devalued or unsupported. Maybe you've communicated your needs, but nothing is changing. It's exhausting and it's detrimental to your self esteem. So, this is when the conversation needs to happen. It seems you don't have the capacity to love me in the ways that I want and need. So I think it would be best if we just cut this off and not continue going down this path of hate and anger and resentment and contempt. It's a way for both of you to acknowledge that you deserve to be in a relationship that fulfills your respective needs. Before having this conversation, there needs to be a lot of self reflection. Reflecting on your feelings and needs is going to help you to better understand why you feel so unfulfilled and what specific needs that you have that are not being met. For example, maybe you need more emotional support or quality time, but your partner isn't providing it. Understanding these points is going to help you to articulate your thoughts in a much more clear way and approach the conversation with a lot of understanding and the ability to explain so that your partner can grasp what's being said without being so defensive. When you talk to the person, honesty and clarity are essential. Use I statements to express your feelings so that you're not sounding accusatory. For instance, you could say, I feel like my needs for emotional support aren't being met. This directly addresses your feelings without placing blame on yourself or on your partner. This approach fosters a constructive dialogue, making it so much easier to discuss your concerns with your partner. Approaching the conversation with respect and compassion is also going to be very important. Acknowledge the other person's feelings and efforts. This is going to help the conversation to go so much more smooth. This isn't about making them feel inadequate. It's about recognizing that the two of you are a mismatch in needs and capacity. For example, you might say, I appreciate everything that you've done in our relationship, but I think that we have different needs that are hard to reconcile. This shows that you value their efforts, but also recognize the reality of the situation that the two of you just don't mesh well. Setting boundaries is also very important for protecting your emotional well being. You have to be firm about your decision to end the relationship if it isn't meeting whatever needs that you have or that your partner has. For instance, you could say, I believe it's best for both of us if we move on and find relationships where our needs can be fully met. This statement is clear, it's respectful, and it emphasizes the mutual benefit of the decision to end the relationship. Understanding that it's okay to end relationships that don't serve you is a part of the acceptance and closure process. It's part of self care and personal growth. Accepting this brings closure and it opens the door to healthier connections in the future. For example, you might find that ending an unfulfilling relationship allows you to focus on self improvement and eventually finding a partner who truly meets your needs. It's perfectly okay to prioritize your needs and your well being. Normalizing these conversations can help create a culture where people feel empowered to seek fulfilling relationships without the fear of judgment or guilt. By having these honest discussions, we pave the way for healthier, more authentic connections. So it's not your job to go into a relationship with the intentions of changing this person into what it is that you need. You either accept people as they are and you just deal with it with your struggle love, or you come to the realization that this relationship isn't serving me in the best possible way, so we need to end it. And then after you end it, you work on yourself, evaluate your personal needs, your personal responsibilities, and then maybe if going into another relationship is what you want, you're going to go into this new relationship with a much clearer mind state. And you're going to be able to find a partner who is more than willing to fulfill the needs and wants that you have for your relationships and vice versa. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and healthy relationships. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your experiences with setting boundaries and ending unfulfilling relationships in the comments below.